meditation. But today's midweek meditation comes out of, is inspired by two things. Number one, Bible study last night. For those that go to Word of Encouragement Church, you missed it. It was a great lesson by Tyrone. And hey, y'all, as you call, come on in, tap, tap, tap. Give us some heart love. Let me just share my broadcast real quick. Let me share myself. So look, posted on Facebook. I hope that picture comes out right. Sometimes that picture don't come out right. So as you all come on in, tap, 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 heart love, and share with your followers on Facebook and Twitter. But today's midweek meditation is inspired by two things. Number one, last night Bible study, but also a conversation / argument I had with this woman today, and I'll tell you all about in a minute. But last night, Tyrone was talking to us about squatters, and he was using the analogy of buying a residential home and some of the challenges that come with that, and squatters being one of them, in relationship to chasing our dreams and pursuing that which God has given to us. / argument. Yeah, it wasn't an argument, but it almost went there. I don't argue with people, so I really wasn't arguing. It got a little tense. It got a little like, what? Nah. So anyway, and y'all know me, I'm not saved enough for people to come at me crazy. I'm not saved enough for that. So anyway, so last night Tyrone was talking to us about challenges with purchasing a home, is that sometimes you run into squatters. Like sometimes when you're purchasing property, residential property, sometimes in commercial, that one of the things that you run into are squatters. And he was teaching us that squatters are people that want to take and receive, but they don't want to make any investment. They want to take and receive, but they make no investment. Hey, T baby, hey Felix, as you all come on in, tap, 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 heart love, and shout with your followers. And so squatters are people that come into your life, they come into your space, they come into your world, and they want to take. They want to sit. They want all the advantages of being in a home, but they make no investment. And those kind of people, all they will do is drain you of all of your assets. He was talking to us how squatters drain a house of its assets. They'll use the water. They'll use the electricity. They'll tear the property up, draining the asset, meaning they're bringing down the value of the property, because squatters tend to ruin property, tend to misuse and abuse property. And so they'll drain your assets, but have made no investment. Now, there are people out there that come into our lives, come into our spaces, and their sole purpose and intention is to drain your assets. Not and to just take and to receive and to drain, take and receive and to drain. And so we were talking about, like, the only thing you can do with a squatter, you can't negotiate with a squatter. You can't work with a squatter. The only thing to do with a squatter is to evict, is to get rid of. Like, there are actually some relationships or situations where you have to evict people from your life, and squatters are one of them, because the intent of the squatter is to take, to receive, to drain assets and make no investment. Squatters are not people that you can level up. This is too true. You can't level up squatters. The mere fact that they go by the term squatter lets you know their intention, that I plan to use the assets in this property. I plan to drain the assets, but I do not ever plan to make any investment. And you cannot give a squatter a rental agreement, because that changes the whole intention of their reason for being there. And that there are people, there are situations, there are scenarios, there are business deals where the intent is only to drain and ruin assets. And so Tyrone was saying to us, when it comes to pursuing your dream, when it comes to pursuing purpose and destiny, you got to get rid of the squatters. You got to get rid of the people in your life that only drain assets. They only drain time. They only drain your mental energy. They only drain your stamina. They only drain. They only take. They only drain. They only take. That's all they do. Never invest. They never give back. They never sow in. And those people cannot be leveled up to renters. They cannot be leveled up to homeowners, because their only intention is to be there and squat. that squatters have to be evicted. there's no middle ground. And he was saying part of our problem when it comes to pursuing dreams, destiny, purpose, is that too many people are trying to negotiate with squatters. Too many of us are trying to level up squatters to renters or level up squatters to homeowners, but you can't. The mere fact that a person wants to be a squatter lets you know their intention. And he was saying that part of why people can't fulfill their dreams and their intentions in life and their goals is because they're trying to carry squatters. They're trying to live with squatters. They're trying to move in where squatters are. They're trying to exist in the space where there are squatters. And as long as there are squatters, all they're going to do is drain your assets. All they're going to do is take and drain you out. You bring in from the top, they're going to drain from the bottom. And so his advice was evict all squatters. It doesn't matter who they are, family members, friends, neighbors, co-workers, business partners. It doesn't matter who they are, evict all squatters, because you cannot level up a squatter to a renter or a homeowner. You only can evict them because their whole intention of being there is to drain, is to manipulate, is to take advantage of, is to steal, is to rob, is to be a thief. They have no intention of making an investment, and that's really hard. Because the more squatters you have, the faster you get drained. Absolutely. And he was saying to us, Chris O'Shea, and the lesson was so powerful that oftentimes we're trying to negotiate with squatters. Like, okay, well, just take one room and let me have the rest of the house. You don't negotiate with squatters, you get rid of them. And he was saying part of why people can't pursue their dreams or cannot fulfill their dreams and their goals and their projects and destiny is because too many people are trying to coexist with squatters. What? Whew, that was so deep. Now to today's conversation with this woman who had the nerve because she felt like, you look blessed. You blessed. I know how much you blessed. She came at me like I owed her something. I was like, sis, I understand what you're saying, but I don't owe you nothing. And you don't owe me nothing. The truth is, I don't owe you nothing, and I don't owe you nothing, and you don't owe me nothing. And so this whole energy around, she was a squatter. And so she kept talking. That's why it was almost an argument. She kept talking and trying to convince me like I owed her, right? Like I owed her access, or I owed her an opportunity. And let me be very clear. I'm clear that we are often blessed to be a blessing. I'm clear. I preach that. I teach it. I live that. And I'm also very clear that God has put a number of people in my life to bless me. I wouldn't have made it this far in life without the tons of people God has sent in my life to bless me. But that being said, I still don't owe you nothing, and you don't owe me nothing. And her intention, the way she came at me, she was a squatter. And so she's talking to me and I'm thinking to myself, you're a squatter. You're a squatter. Here you are, live in full effect, a squatter. And I couldn't negotiate with that woman. I couldn't level with her, talk past her. There was no negotiating. There was no, because that's her intention in life. She come around, I'm not going to tell you where she come around, but she come around all the time. Handout. Every time. She don't ever come around without her handout. And let me say this, I've actually tried to be cool with her. I've actually tried to work with her, but you can't negotiate with squatters because their whole intention is to drain your assets. Come on, man. Thank you, Tyrone. That lesson last night freed me. Look, I want to encourage y'all today. Be encouraged. If there are squatters in your life, if there are squatters always coming around you, evict all squatters. Evict all squatters, because their only intention is to drain you of your assets, is drain the assets.